James Turner for the untouchable True School Sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with the now two-time two-division champion, the newly crowned IBF featherweight champion, a good friend of the channel, good friend of the program, Angelo Leo. How's it going, Angelo?
It's going great. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be back on here.
Yeah, man. We did a lot of interviews over the years, and it's crazy because I was interviewing I was one of the people that was consistently interviewing you when you weren't fighting often. So it's crazy now to see like the reaction you get in the comment section now compared to when you weren't fighting. You got the highlights on today. You got the Manny Pacquiao highlights on. Why do you have blonde highlights in your hair now?
Just a little switch up. That's usually what I do with my hair. As you can see, back in the day, I had the curls and all that.
Yeah.
And so I usually switch up my hairstyle.
I knew you were a Pacquiao fan. I just didn't know you were that big of a Pacquiao fan.
Yeah,
to that degree, we get your hair like him.
Yeah. And then considering I get a lot of people asking what am I, Mexican, Filipino, and all that. So it just adds more to the Filipino aesthetic, I guess.
Yeah, adds more to the aura, as you say,
the
the mysterious aura.
Yeah.
But Angelo, on a serious note, I want to, I haven't really had a chance to pick your brain about. I know everybody in the world has asked you a million questions about Venado, but just for the True School Sports, like, before you get into the fight, I wanted to talk more about the training camp because the last time I had you on here, we were there, we were sitting down on the porch before the fight. Now that you've had time to reflect on it, what did you make of the training camp and the altitude? Like, did you feel like that's where the fight was won, was training camp?
Oh yeah, definitely. All the work we put in during camp, especially out there in New Mexico in high elevation, everything made a difference. The elevation, the sparring that I got. Shout out to all my sparring partners that helped me throughout this fight. It all made a difference. Every little thing, my strength and conditioning, the focus. Of course, you could train very hard in a fight, but if you're not completely focused in a fight and focused and dialed in on your opponent, then that can make all the difference in the world.
I remember when you fought Eduardo Baez, it was a good performance, but a lot of people say, that wasn't really what we had expected for Angelo. What do you think changed in the preparation from Baez to Venado?
Just a little bit more time. I would have to say the time, more consistent with my training, and just a lot of the little details that I put into this camp. Knowing it was a world title fight, and knowing the magnitude of this fight, and knowing that it could change my life forever. Being that I lost against Fulton and all that, it kind of gave me more motivation, and this next time around to train even harder, to press on the gas even more. And so that was the reason why when I got the opportunity to fight Venado, that I wasn't going to let up on it by any means.
Correct. And I had the honor to be in the ringside on August 10th. When you got what still might be the 2024 knockout of the year.
Yeah.
Just now that you've had time to reflect on the fight, what did you make of the Venado Lopez fight? Like from a tactical standpoint on your end, and I guess the knockout as well.
Well, when they announced it, I was really excited. I knew the type of fighter Venado is, so world champion. So of course you're gonna, you're gonna go in there and fully focus and trying to win. But I was really confident in that fight. And during training camp, I was confident in my abilities. I was confident in my skills. When I would watch him on film, I just knew he wasn't. I knew he wasn't gonna beat me. I knew I was a better fighter. Skill-wise, he may have had more power, but I know that the skills were gonna take me through that fight, and they did, And then of course, my training, everything I did throughout my training, gave me that extra, the power that I needed, and went and got him out of there.
Okay. What did you feel you showed in that fight? Like, what do you believe as far as what you showed in that fight? What things about your skill set do you think will translate to future success at featherweight?
I would say my conditioning.
Yeah.
I would say my craftiness. I have a lot of craftiness in the ring, and I'm pretty versatile in every way. In the boxing ring, as you can see, I box a little bit. I put the pressure. Many people they'll label me as a pressure fighter, which I probably do prefer. But if it comes down to it, I will box and do what I need to do. But there's a lot of little things in between the lines that people don't see until they're in there with me.
Subtleties, right? Because
Yeah.
you know, people always I've been getting really hostile comments these days because you know people know me and you are cool, and they'll say things like, "Well, Angelo Leo is feather fisted. VT, you're just gassing him up." But you're saying no. There's a lot more layers to Angelo than you can really see from the outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I got a lot of tricks under my sleeve. You gotta remember, I've been in this game for 22 years already, since I was 8 years old, and you know, I learned a thing or two along those years. So
yeah.
you know, I got a lot of experience. I got a lot of and I'm still young. You know, I'm 30 years old, but I feel real young. My body hasn't really taken a lot of punishment. I haven't been in wars like that. So, you know, I'm still snappy, still fast.
You had 2.5 years of not fighting, you know, due to contractual things too. So
exactly, you know those 2 years didn't go to waste, and I was still active, still training, just sharpening the tools, and you know, nothing goes unseen in this sport, you know. So I think all that was a testament this time around in this fight.
Okay. A lot of things are going on in your weight class right now, so I wanted to get your vantage point on them. Like, I know right now you have a mandatory, Tomoki Kameda. He's now your mandatory challenger. I'm not sure if that's going to be your next opponent. I think it will be. I don't know. I haven't heard anything from Top Rank. I haven't heard any reports. But what I know you sparred Tomoki in the past. He's your mandatory now. He was a world champion when you turned pro in 2013. If that does wind up being your next fight, what do you make of that potential matchup, and what do you remember from sparring him?
I think it's a great fight, you know. We done our sparring, like you said. He's a good fighter. I've sparred him, you know, about maybe 4 or 5 times in the past. But I know I got the goods to beat him.
Yeah.
You know, I got the goods to beat him. He's a world champion, a former world champion, so you can't take that away from him. And I'm just gonna go in there and do what I do. You know, I don't take any fighter lightly, but I know I'll get the victory.
A lot of people say that fight would do really good here on the West Coast because Tomoki Kameda, he speaks better Spanish than probably even you do.
Yeah. You know, when I do communicate with Tomoki, it's usually in Spanish. So,
really?
Yeah.
So when you guys talk, it was never conversations in English back in the day at Mayweather Gym. It was always.
No, it was all Spanish.
Okay. Interesting. Well, you know, he's Japanese.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canastota, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.